What would you do if what would you, because we were just having this conversation, what would you do if Colin got up and he was just bollock naked?
I don't know. I probably wouldn't flinch because I've been friends with him for a while.
Yeah.
You used to see that every morning.
Um, yeah, I actually don't know where I'm going with this. Anyways, welcome back to Léim Thart, the brand new location of my bedroom. Because for a while it was being recorded in my attic, but now we're doing an episode that I suppose I've always known was going to happen. It was just a case of when would the song come, when would the timing happen, and now it's finally happening. So I've got Colin and Maddie of Post Party. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Hey, Rory. Thanks for having us on.
Finally.
Sorry, but the way he's waved there, it was like when Ant and Dec cut to some sort of living room on Win the Ads.
That's good. That's the shtick. That's our whole shtick.
Wonderful. Thanks for joining me. And it's quite funny because I've done a few different locations of recording, and Colin, I actually recorded one episode about 2 years ago in your bedroom. So it's nice to be recording one here for once. It was about Aracht.
That's what it was. Yeah, yeah. Great film.
I don't know why I couldn't use my own one at the time because we lived next door to each other. I can't remember why at the time.
I think they were having like there was like pranks or something on in your house, and it was too loud, or it was something like that. I think.
I feel like it was during the day as well. I asked you, can you just like not leave the kitchen for 10 minutes and I'll do this recording?
Yeah, no, I think it was something like that. I actually can't remember for the life of me, but yeah, something like that.
But anyways, thanks for that. And so we've got two of you here. We've got Keelan, I suppose, in our thoughts. He's not dead, just not here on the record with us. And and you're here to talk about your new music. You've been releasing since 2019. There's been festival stages across the island. There's been TV syncs. I heard it myself on Made in Chelsea. I heard it on TV and radio on Ryanair's Springtime campaign at the top of this year with Love You Every Day. And you've been releasing a lot of different songs. And then we worked our way up to the EP We're Not Getting Any Younger earlier in the summer, which landed at number 3, the independent charts, top 40 all albums. And it brought a lot of gigs as well. So I suppose, what's it like being so soon back working at music? Because a lot of people would then take a year and a year and a half before doing something new again.
Yeah, they would. Like,
I wish we could.
Yeah, but just I don't know. I think We're Not Getting Younger was done for so long, and especially as like an independent band, because like our big thing was we want like we want a record, we want like a physical vinyl record, and lead-in times and stuff for that is like bizarre.
Mm.
You're an independent band, so when that was all done and sent off, it was just like straight back to work. It was just very natural. I think it kind of stems from maybe the fact that that album, that EP, even for us, is like such a time and place that it's coming from like who we are as people, and naturally as people, especially when you're kind of in your early 20s. You're growing like every day. Like you might be a different person at the end of a month to who you are at the start of a month. So the things we wrote about on that record, we naturally kind of grew not out of, but grew to challenge and grew to like just see in a different way and want to come at those same feelings from a different way, just very naturally. And it happens so fast when you're so young. That it all fell into place that we kind of started working on the second one, and new music immediately after that one was finished, you know.
Yeah, I getcha. And I suppose, having a physical release so early on. I have my own one. I don't sadly have it on this side of the country, but it is proudly at home on the shelf with the rest of my records. Do you all have your copies like up on the wall or pride of place, like with the communion photo?
I think I have two over there. Yeah, three altogether, but one proudly up on the wall. Yeah, it's yeah, it was just so weird when we finally. I think we went in to do a photo shoot for the EP, and I think that was the first time we actually seen the physical copies because they got shipped to Keelan in Monaghan, and then he brought them down, and we remember it was like such a like it felt like such a like a legal some kind of a legal deal because he
Yeah.
like opened up his boot and there was just like four cardboard boxes, and we just opened finally saw them, and we were just like we were just in the middle of Dublin, like just at a car. It was so cool. Yeah, no, it felt very illegal.
Yeah, it was definitely cool being able to like walk into Golden Disc myself and pick it up. I knew it was available online for months, but in my head I was like, if I can actually go into a shop and buy this, that would be very, very cool. Along with all the people who went to the in-store and the signing and everything, and now they have their own copies all over the country. That was a lovely sappy thing to say. I'm sorry.
But it is naturally very sappy. Rory. Like I kind of we took to in the whole promotional run for that EP. Like there was a point when I stopped calling it an EP because of what it represented to us. I started calling it like four scrapbooks put together into one scrapbook. And that's all great and well and good when like it's on Spotify and exists in like a realm of like zeros and ones. But then you actually like hold it and it's like a physical like manifestation of the time that it was written and everything that it's about as well. So yeah, it is just not it is naturally just a sappy thing.
I'd say it's always nostalgic because it's just so normal in music to wait like a year or two before a song even comes out and something kind of completely changed. But it can also be a reminder that I don't know, I'm not over this either.
That's what like the new single is kind of about. It's about kind of we've always kind of the passing of time and stuff have always been just like a very interesting thing to us as a band to explore. Where like we kind of root the themes that we write about in nostalgia. And if you live in this world of nostalgia and you're playing these songs so often, you so like it's so easy to become like a nostalgia junkie and keep wanting things to have happened. And we kind of this new single and the singles that will be coming out are us openly like exploring that and challenging that idea that we've had with our music for a while.
For sure. And thank you for doing my segue for me. We are here to talk about the brand new single, Lap Around the Sun. What a celestial, astrological, don't know any more big boy words for the cover art, but you're spacemen, essentially.
Yeah, yeah, we are. It was like it's gassy to use such big words because Colin came up with the initial like bones of that song. And Colin's an amazing songwriter. He's one of my favorite songwriters. His songs never mean they never mean anything. And I have to go in there and try extrapolate something and pick something out.
I hate to have to agree with you, Maddie, but I was texting Colin earlier asking for lyrics.
And he just doesn't know them. He wrote them, he doesn't fucking know them.
I got about 7 voice notes correcting what I heard in the record.
He said them to me in like different words that I had to go back into them and be like, no, that one's not right. It's this line, and then go back and out. But no, it's yeah, like I usually like my process of writing songs is very much just like coming up with some kind of music and then just absolutely scatting over them. And then they're just lyrics in my mind. I don't care about changing them. I don't do second drafts of lyrics. That's just them.
It worked. It actually worked very well with Talking About. Colin wrote Talking About, and it's like this cyclical thing of like the chorus is like, what are you talking about? And I asked Colin, what are you talking about in the song? And he doesn't even know.
I have wondered for a while, but it does prove like a great sing song at all the gigs.
Yeah, Lap Around the Sun is like it kind of it's like there's a very obvious like pin you can put in Lap Around the Sun with it's like kind of the chorus hinges on this lyric of like October, and we have a song called June. And now I do really regret because I was like very against calling it October.
You were
so against it. I was genuinely like, no, we aren't doing this. But in hindsight, I really regret it because I've since kind of noticed like these thematic through lines between June and October. And it speaks to what I was saying earlier. Like June is about looking backwards. And I was like, I left my head in the middle of June. I want to be back there in this moment. And October kind of speaks in the future tense of like, I'll see you in October. In my head, they're kind of like paired. They're kind of like brother and sister, June and October. Like the person, the character like singing and speaking in June is the same character that's in Lap Around the Sun, but they've kind of grown to realize what's happened in June has happened to them and it's over. And that doesn't mean it's any less beautiful. And they're ready to kind of move on. Lap Around the Sun is them kind of ready to move on with themselves.
I suppose it's still kind of nice. It has its own identity, and that can be almost like a little Easter egg for all the very highly engaged listeners who love to reply to every tweet you do in about -5 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, this whole notion of like world building and like lore building for musicians has become like very big in the last few years, and it's something that's very appealing to us, having like this post-party world, because as like each song should exist in its own by itself, but also like they're all coming from the same writers, they're all coming from the same group of mates that are experiencing a lot of times the same things and the same feelings. So this whole idea of world building is very interesting. Someone asked during the week if there's a lyric about I don't even know the lyrics really, like God's sake, but there's something about in the about like being honest, and they asked, it's like, oh, is this a reference to the song Being Honest? And it absolutely was not. Like it genuinely was not. Me and Keelan rewrote the bridge to that like 10 minutes before he went to record it. He calls me, he's like, we never rewrote this. So we just kind of came up with something off the dome, really, that sat well in the song. And we just said the words Being Honest. But yeah, people just love world building nowadays. I don't blame them, because I actually do as well. I'm really attracted to the idea of world building within the musicianship, you know?
I suppose the more songs you make, the less phrases you can use in conversation. So being honest, wasting time, the month of June, talking about, trying to think what else there is. Maybe a bit more niche, but camera shy.
Yeah. I've had a lot of jokes that our mates have made. It's like, oh, are you making a song for every month of the year? I was like, I will.
You almost did here.
Yeah, we were only 10 songs away if we had done that.
Well, we're recording this in November. What would November be like? Would it compete with Lap Around the Sun in all the editorial playlists it's made it onto? It made it onto New Music Friday, the indie list, Breath of Fresh Air, which I particularly like, you know.
You are a good host.
Had to name drop, you know. That obviously bodes more music, means more live shows. There have been so many, even just this year. There was main stage at Sea Sessions, main stage at Independence, which I saw. I was slightly in pain, but I knew I had to show up and have a bit of a dance because I'd been out quite late the night before, as we all had.
I said amen, we had.
Yeah, we did. There have been sold out headline shows in Workman's. There was last year just the Cellar, which was a gorgeous new venue, and then graduated up to the main room again. Over the past few years, there's been sports lots with Inhaler, there's Lovejoy, there's Wild Youth, and currently True Tide. So you haven't stopped. You're back on tour again.
Yeah, it's the best way to be.
Sounds cool when you say it like that.
Yeah. Despite the fact we did actually stop for a while. We did
Despite the fact that you're wrong, right?
we did that Workman Cellar show, and then in 2022, and then we went away and did the EP since
2022.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was May 2022 was the show.
Yeah.
Mad.
I think it was May 25th, 2022. Not to be exact.
No, I think it was a Friday and the May 25th was a Wednesday, so I'm going to say it was the 20th.
It was the 20th.
How do you know that off the top of your head?
Because I remember 25th was a Wednesday when not only did we find out we had passed college, but I also went to the Olympia to interview Tuva Sturka for this podcast. So, you know, it was a big day.
It was a Friday, was it? It was a Friday, May 20th, and then the one this year was May 12th.
Okay, everyone, let's just attack the coolest guy in the Zoom. Yeah, it's grand.
In the Zoom.
Him with his San Pellegrino. Are you too good for just regular sparkling water?
Man, San Pellegrino's whopper. This was on Twitter. I was having this thing on Twitter on the way. I don't know if you saw it, and this is why I bring it up.
I did just before I got on this, yeah.
I can't reach my tote bag from the bed. There's 3 bottles of San Pellegrino in my bag that are all just half finished. Like, but anyway.
I can't reach my tote bag from the bed, he says.
Oh my God.
Does it also have the unreleased post-party scarf?
I was actually, when we were talking about scarves and I was trying to find the words to describe the pretty bits, I wanted to reach and get my scarf from my bag and show it on the Zoom, but
the fringe.
Is the fringe? Is that what it's called?
Or is it no, not tassels. I think fringe.
Both work.
Feel free to attack me in the comments if that's the wrong thing. I'm not really a fashionista, but I think fringe.
Pretty bits. What was I saying? We played that show.
Your scarf, your tote bag, your San Pellegrino. You're touring.
And I just want to say sparkling water is literally the worst thing ever invented.
It's not, man. You're actually...
Oh, absolute cretins drinking.
I actually need to grow up. Oh, this is so delicious, man. Sorry, before I continue my talk about the live shows, I just need to refresh myself. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we played that show on May 20th, as we've all figured out. And then we kind of went away then and finished the EP until like January 23. And since then, we've kind of been steadily doing shows and making the live show better. Like, in the space of that year, the live show came on so much. But then we obviously had an EP to get out and promote. And it came out in the middle of festival season. So that was like the best way to do it. And we got very lucky and got very good slots at some very good festivals. And then in the midst of all that, True Tides asked us to do this tour, and it was kind of a bit of a no-brainer because we really respect those guys.
And you'll be doing Lap Around the Sun, of course.
Yeah, we will be.
Of course.
I will be fighting my way through that song, playing that song live. It's so hard to play live. Any song that Colin's written, the lead guitar part's always like something that someone who doesn't know how to play guitar would write. Like there's very little talk given, like just such little talk given to it.
I don't follow rules of guitar. That's why I'm so unique in that way that
You're such an
I
artiste.
just go off on my own trajectory, and all these other guitarists are going this way and I'm going this way. It's not even parallel. It's like just opposite ways. It's actually like just a line. Except I'm going this way and they're going this way. That silence burnt my ears. But yeah, you get what I mean anyway. Like I just don't.
Colin's written a very easy bass line and a very hard guitar part, and I have to do the guitar part and sing.
Intentionally.
Nice to open up a bit of band politics on a podcast. So
I can bring out the group chat right now if you want.
I mean, if there's anything that isn't FOIable, go for it. Like,
let's not do it.
No, we're not going to do that. We love each other very much. We love each other very much. We do.
So this is the first single from what promises to be a new project. What is on the way, and why this is the first song?
It's a tune, and we love it. Like,
but I think we didn't know which one was going to be the first single until we were in studio recording them, and then I think all of us just sort of like, as we were recording it, we were all sort of like every time we do a new take or like change to go onto a new instrument or whatever, we'd all be like, it's actually a bit of a tune, isn't it? And we'd all just keep saying that throughout, and then by the end of the day, we were like, I think this actually should be the first single off the EP, and it is.
Yeah,
it is.
At Post Party, we kind of run is the newest song we're working on our favorite song policy, and Lap Around the Sun was. I think when we first demoed that song, like really like the first demos, it was like at the end of the last lockdown when we were deciding what we wanted to do for like the next project that we're going to work on. Rory, Lap Around the Sun really just did stick out to us out of all of Colin's songs that he's brought to us. You know, as we've already addressed the fact that you're like mindlessly songwrite, and it means you get these like moments of like brilliance, like talking about, and everyone's a liar, and in this case, Lap Around the Sun.
It's the first taste. Like what can we sort of see from the body of work when there's more down the line, without too many spoilers?
More tunes.
Yeah, more songs. As like a band that releases songs, there's going to be more songs.
A lot of music. So there would definitely be some music. There's a slow post party song.
Yes.
Which actually is really exciting for us.
Okay.
That slow song is called Suffice, and I'll actually happily say that because I don't think it exists anywhere. It's not like someone can just go and leak it. Touch wood, like.
Touch that tote bag.
I can't reach it. I can't reach it. And Suffice is a slow one. And I wrote that when I was like 18. And we have brought it, like, we've pulled it forward to what we want this next EP to represent. If we're not getting any younger, it was like a meditation on the past. The current one is an exploration of our past, like an exploration of how we looked at nostalgia on We're Not Getting Younger, but how we can use it to inform our present and our future instead of just dwelling on it and not getting over things. Like the new EP is about like knowing when to push yourself forward and knowing you can move forward in your life and stuff.
Yeah, perfect. Lap Around the Sun, summarize, banger. EP on the way coming, I suppose, summarize it as more bangers, and True Tides Tour, hear bangers, and then there'll be more dates coming, more music to come. Colin and Maddie, Post Party, thanks for being here. Any final remarks? How has the cuddle been throughout this interview?
It's been amazing. This is actually like
I'd love
not the first time we've shared a bed.
No, won't be the last time ever.
Oh, it's shameful that I know all that. Yeah.
Just want to say again, thanks for having us on. You said it at the top of the show, like this has been a long time coming.
Oh, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you, Rory.
Thanks, Rory.